Good day once again. I am Otinggey, and this is the discussion, the pointers taken from the lectures of the subject philosophy, science, and technology. So there are laid views regarding with this matter. There is no there is no natural gift possibilities. Pushing through ideas with caution. Last but not least, making clear of one's goal. Back to the notion of there is no natural gift possibilities. We are saying that it is not enough that you bring out that theory or in birth. It's not enough for an infant if he gets out of his mother's womb. You claim him as something he will grow up someday like this. But this take nurturing. This phrase entails that from the start, as a thinker was born, for example, it is not enough that he already knows he is alive and that his rule is predetermined. That is very ridiculous. But that he is existing, when existing, he stand out. He take a pause and reflect on what he is doing. And it is gone through nurturing oneself. Nurturing oneself doesn't mean you are pushing yourself to the thing you do not like, but what we mean is that wherever you are passionate, you try to excel, you learn, you read yourself, you read the surroundings in order to reflect, to stand out, to take a pause from activities. It includes further practices like developing hypotheses. You are guessing, but there is no wrong with guessing as long as it is reasonable, there's solid ground, and it's not quite ridiculous, it's not fallacious. Going through experiment. So, what we mean by experiment, it is not really facing the danger, but making things possible, making the fearsome and awesome. It is not just about holding a thing in order to prove, but to also in your thought, there is an experiment in your thought to explore inside your mind. You are trying to combine, compare, contrast some aspects and reaching a conclusion. We mean by reaching a conclusion, it is not the end of the story or some argument, but it will make another start and repeated through times. That is over again, a lifetime process. I'm sorry to say that. That's a scientific method. It's a lifetime process. A person journeys into his own self and consciousness. In this, especially in this philosophy, you're not really literally going to experiment laboratory having chemicals, but you are exploring your mind, you're asking questions, you're exercising your thoughts, and so on. Another one is pushing through ideas with caution. as it is very part of the instinct in humans to explore, like what is it, experimenting. But you did caution. Why? There are also things that is very tricky. When implementing a new idea, it is important to consult with those who are affected by actions. It is bearing with the process and not hastily bringing out deeds that may even fall down into error, although a part of the process. Yes, it is a very excuse that we made mistakes because we not know. So it's important to learn and not to repeat. Even during the implementation, the applying the idea, taking a pause as needed is considerable, especially when it is difficult to bear, as the effects are not fruitful even with the compass of the gut feeling, but also with reason. For example, want to school, but I do not have money enough to sustain my needs, even the basic ones. So I can push through, but not in school. I can push through business. I will work in order to invest, to have money for myself, to help my family, and so that it is sufficient for my schooling someday. So that is reasonable. That is a pause. You are giving yourself an option. This also dwell with the aspect of acknowledging ignorance, as thoughts were not all achievable or realistic. This is not trying to make a listener to be despair of themselves, but we must be careful. We must use a knife to cut a roof that tied us instead of stabbing our own body. We are making a robot to help us in our daily course, not that they will command us what to do. Sounds really like apocalyptic, like Terminator or what kind of horrible things. What we mean by not all achievable, like there is no need to reach because they are already ordered. They're already perfect, like the sense of aesthetics, like that. And last but not the least, pointers, making clear of one's goal. It is very simple to say, easy to say, but doing it is quite difficult. But there is a thing to consider. For the man, self is the criterion of process, like what Descartes inspired in his rationalism, that thing. Although shaped by circumstances, there comes phenomenology. As a, there's a mixture of aspects of fields in ethics. There are factors that shape the view of person. He is gifted by himself with strong will or grit. Grit, in the Filipino term, lakas ng loob. But if being natural, a goal was it from the beginning of time. From the beginning of time. That is very hard. Since we have many obstacles, not physical, but also with thought, it is important to look at goals that are limited but achievable indeed. Taking on risk does not mean that I need to lift these things, I need to build commitment in order to achieve my goal, but why not just take a walk, reflect, and I will float. I will reach that like a balloon. I empty my mind, I clear my mind. This doesn't mean I'm having your ambition, but I even setting it clear, giving space to it so that the air can enter, so that I can fly high. It's not by doing the thing we are considering, shaped by circumstance itself as the criteria process. We're still confusing. But the thing is, we're still striving for the goal. We are asking questions to ourselves over and over. Thank you very much.